Good day, my name is Jerry, and welcome to Kathon's Journey, where I will be showing my travels throughout Philippines and Asia. My motto is, go ahead and take the risk, no matter what anyone says, as to live an adventure for a fun and fulfilling life. This video is my first video on one of my excursions, my first one actually to Moal-Boal. They call it Moal-Boal. And basically I rented a car because of the weather. We knew it was bad weather from a typhoon that was going through. And actually when we got there, this is our second day there, and you can see the rain in the background. But right now it wasn't too bad, but we had a lot of white caps earlier. And these boats here, the Coast Guard shut down all ferries in order to go out, so I couldn't go scuba diving or anything today. But so we basically just went on land here, went bar hopping. That bar you just saw there, a chili bar, we actually ate there. It was decent food, decent price. You see a lot of damage from the hurricane or typhoon from last year. Odette did a lot of damage in Cebu area. We have white beaches right here, which is kind of unusual there in the Philippines. Most of the time there are lava rocks. Right here is another bar we went to, little colorful rock. As you see there's the place we were just at. Had dinner down there, or lunch I should say. And then we came down here and basically drinking along the way. This right here, again, is on the east side. No, let me correct that. On the west side of the Philippines. Again, another white beach area. And just a place to go and drink. Not too many people here because of the weather, but it was a pretty nice place in order to hang out for a while. So here we are at a hotel in Moal-Boal, or however they say it. It's got a big pool, bar pool, which looks like they're doing some construction on. And they got a slide that comes down into the pool, what this girl is getting ready to do right now. Yeah, there she goes. This comes around. Comes around. Going pretty slow, I think. There she is. Wow, going real slow. So anyway, slow slide. Comes into a pool. Pool is huge though. On the other side, it's got a lot of interesting items. Dolphins on top. And right here's our room on the end, actually. Just got a twin bed and a single bed in there. Got a hot lady right there. Up on top. I think that's more the kids' pool over there. It's very interesting. I'll show over there. They got a lot of interesting stuff on the other side. These videos here was towards the end of the trip. We went to Oslob. Basically, we drove all the way around the point, the southern point of Cebu Island. It took probably about 3 hours. There was a lot of construction, but Oslob is known for whale sharks, as you see here. So we went there. They do feed them, as you can see here. They're being fed from the top. They stick around. I know they also migrate there through this area, I believe September to November, when they really come through there. But when you come in, it was only 500 pesos. I'll show that in my spreadsheet to go out. You got a half hour of being out there in the water with them. And basically you go through an orientation, a safety orientation. You're supposed to stay away, I think it was 5 meters, or maybe it was 2 meters, or about 5 feet. But obviously if they're coming to you, like you'll see here on some of these where they come straight at you, you just try to get yourself out of the way as soon as you can. Real timid creatures. They just swim around and go for the food. They act like we're not even there. So I mean, I don't believe they have any kind of sharp teeth or anything. And the amount they're feeding them is really small. So I guess they're feeding them all day. They got to watch what they throw in to feed them. There I am coming up on a swim, and then I noticed a tortoise that was not too far away. So I swam over to that, and you can see the whale sharks in the back. I got some video of him. He was probably trying to snag some of that shrimp also. After that, this right here video is scuba diving. This was at Moal-Boal, the place we were at earlier. I heard a lot about that place. I was expecting more. I guess I was a little disappointed in that on the scuba end. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. You know, it was a lot of fish, you know, some coral, but you know, nothing huge, no whale sharks, no turtles, no dolphins, you know, all of this stuff that, you know, I would like to see being an avid diver. But it was okay. You know, right here you have a lot of fish that were staying together. And it was kind of expensive. I think I only went out, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 dives. It was a little bit expensive, but again, it's supposed to have been one of the better places to go for diving. But again, I wasn't very impressed with it. So you just saw, I think, some kind of seahorse there. Coming up here is more coral with a lot of goldfish going around. Again, overall, it's definitely a great place to visit. Actually, I like just north of where we were at, White Beach. There they had, just like you said, is, you know, a lot wider beach, sandy beach that was up there. The snorkeling probably wasn't as good. Actually, the snorkeling was better than the scuba diving. And at least in the snorkeling, we saw a tortoise and all the running of the salmon. So that was pretty good. Here are 3 little Nemos that were playing around there. So going in and out. Thought that was kind of cool to catch there. So again, this is scuba diving, not snorkeling obviously, because I'm staying under for a while. So just go ahead and watch them there. You know, they go in and out. Now after that, we was on that side. We went to Kawasan Falls, and they have zip lining, which is what this is. So we are up here zip lining through, over. Started off kind of quick. It was probably the slowest zip line I've ever been on. Excuse me. But you know, it's nice going over the countryside and that. You'll see here in a minute what happened. I guess with my big fat ass and everything, I had too much weight on it, and we didn't make it all the way. You'll see here in a minute, but it was something to do. Again, I'll have the price on this on the end on the spreadsheet. So we went zip lining, canyoneering through the Kawasan Falls. I would definitely do that again. You do a lot of jumping off of cliffs into the waterfall, swim pool areas, real blue water, as you'll see here in a minute. But when you go there, you got to park. I would probably take one of those tour buses up. Well, last time I just parked there and they have their own bus, but you have to wait forever, you know, especially if you're with a lot of people. Maybe pay for your own tour bus, and then you don't have to wait. So here we are in the Kawasan Falls. You know, those look like stalactites or stalagmites, whatever comes down. I can't remember. One comes down, one comes up in caves. But real aqua blue water. I mean, just really clear going. So as you're walking through, there's a lot of obstacles you got to go over, as you can see there. Right here is actually where it looks like I'm jumping into the river. You do that quite a bit down there, at least probably 6-8 times or more at different heights. I think the highest one, when the river is high, actually we couldn't do it today because the river was too low. I think they said the highest is 15 meters.
Okay, boys, ready?
Right there?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 12.
Which actually, that's like 45 feet. So that's pretty distance. I thought it was like 30 feet, but that's what I believe. That's what they said was 15 meters is the highest one. So here's the waterfalls down towards the end. We went through a lot of the jumps already. This might be out of sequence for the actual walkthrough. And but you'll see the waterfalls, how clear the water is. So this here is a spreadsheet for our costs. Again, we were there 3 nights. And basically I did rent a car for 9,500 pesos, or about $180, just because there was a typhoon heading through up by Manila, and we knew we would get the side effects from that going through, and it was raining. It wasn't quite as bad, but we definitely get caught, and I was glad that I did rent a car. So we also had gas again. It was a real good car on gas, so it was about, I think, about 1,700 pesos we put in there for the gas. Now on the insurance, even though I bought the insurance on the car, I still had to put 10,000 cash pesos down for damage, even though I bought insurance with it. So I thought that was kind of strange. The other thing is, they do not have anybody at the airport, so if you don't go at your scheduled time, then there's going to be an issue once you get there. What happened to me, nobody was there, so I had to call them. It took probably about an hour and a half maybe extra for them to get there and to give me the car. So try to go at your scheduled time. For some reason, even though I put in 10 o'clock, they had a scheduled time when they first opened, like 7 or something. Then I didn't show up, they went back. So after that is the hotel, basically 3 nights, $138 or 7,350 pesos. The average is about $46 a night. That is kind of expensive for a hotel. I can get hotels usually mid-20s, nice one with the pool, mid-20s to low 30s. So, but you see in there, it was a pretty nice pool area, pretty nice hotel. But I went and did that. I did go scuba diving, 1 dive trip, which was 1,200 pesos. Again, I wasn't very impressed with the diving. Coral fish, yes. Nothing extraordinary like dolphins or tortoise or eels or nothing like that. But it was good to get wet and dive. And then even though I had some equipment, a friend was with me, so if you don't have snorkel equipment, that costs about 500 pesos in order to rent a mask and snorkel. And that there. We also went to the waterfalls, Kawasan waterfalls. That's $1,200 per person, $1,200 pesos per person to get in. And that includes the canyoneering and your guide. There's usually a guide had anywhere from 4 to about 8 people, I think, and they're pretty good. They show you where to go, and I would definitely do the Kawasan Falls. The zip line costs 600 pesos. That's not that much, but just for the speed and everything, if you want to do it, you never do it. Then it'll be a good first time. But if you've done it, don't be expecting too much. As far as for the food, again, I didn't really keep track of that. I put a guess on here, but we were pretty much middle road. We didn't stay in the high end much, so we only ate out once, I think, on the high end, and then mainly at venues there. So I think it was about 2,000 pesos that we totally spent on food, and we had drinking a little bit beer. So 600 pesos I put down, but again, I didn't track it that well. It could have been more. And then I did buy some dive shirt stuff that I got, so souvenirs. So bottom line, total trip cost me for 4 days, 3 nights, including Oslob, which is not on here, but that's 500 pesos to get in at Oslob with the whale sharks. 500 pesos each for a half hour. So you can add that to here. So basically 2,800 pesos comes out to about $525 US for that trip. Again, I'm going to be putting these trips or these videos out on the trips that I take. I don't go for the lowest budget all the time. Obviously, I try to find a nice place with a good price, but I like going into a hotel room that has a pool, pretty decent place. And I'm not strictly low budget going out. And I didn't really find that too much when I was searching YouTube. That's probably going to be my niche, is try to get people that doesn't have too low of a budget, but still cash conscious, and going through and let them know what the cost is. Anyway, I appreciate you watching, and talk to you later. Thanks. You know what to do. Go ahead and hit those buttons. And thanks for watching Kathon's Journey.